Welcome back to Give Me Five with Jones and Eli, another guest pod edition. And today we have the great Danny D'Angelo here with us. Danny, I got a question for you. Would you rather live the same day of your life for a year straight or take 3 years off the end of your life?
Man. First, boys, thanks for having me. Short answer, honestly, I gotta go with relive the same day for a year straight. And I say that because, any given day might have a great time, but I'm a little hesitant with that because what if it's not a good day? What if it's not a good day?
This is where I'd have to jump in and say, I think it really depends on the day. If you're taking your wedding day or some amazing day, maybe even if it's just a day where you just chill with the boys a little bit, watch some sports, hang out, could be a great day. But if it's a terrible day, the worst day of your life, you have a big test or something, then it might be terrible. But you know what? I'm actually going to counteract what I just said, and I'm going to say it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, I'm taking that same day for 365 days in a row, regardless, because you would know that you're going to relive it 365 times in a row, right? You would know that going in. And so there'd be no obligation to give a fuck about anything you did. If I had the biggest test of my life, I would miss the test 364 times. And I would just wake up in the morning, 6 a.m., get on a plane and fly to India or something just for the day. And I'd wake up right in my bed exactly where I was at 12 o'clock.
Oh, God.
You're not going to be there that long. You're going to be there for a couple hours. And
I go the next day again. I'll go the next day again.
But again, you're never going to be there for that long. You're going to spend most of the day traveling. I disagree. I don't think you can just say screw it. I because that makes the question super easy, because then the risk involved in this, the only reason why you would pick to take 3 years off the end of your life is the risk that the day sucks, right? Or that the day becomes so mundane. I think it's Groundhog Day where you really do have to keep living the same thing. So how what's his name? Who stars in that? Bill Murray has to pass by the annoying guy in the street, like Ned, whatever, a million times, and finally just punches him in the face. Shit like that. You have to keep going through that over and over again. So if you have some annoying person that's asking you to get lunch on that day, they're going to be asking you every day. You might have to get it every day. The same decisions you would make on a regular day, I think you have to make. So you take the risk. Because like Danny said, you're with the guys, or even maybe Eli said this, you're with your girl, you're just chilling, whatever it is, if you're having one of those days, sure, I'll relive that for a year straight and then keep going on with my life and probably be a better person for it. I'll be happier. But if I have a midterm, if I've got annoying things going on, if say I have this laundry list to do of work, which I do a lot of the days, and then I just have to relive that same laundry list of work, I'd rather take 3 years off the end of my life. So my goal is to live to 100. I think I'm going to get there. So reduce 100 to 97, not all that tragic. And I'm thinking, what am I really going to get out of those last couple of years anyway? I probably can't even pee on my own accord. So it's just putting me out of my misery at that point, and I get to keep living my life now.
Yeah, I think, Jones, you brought up a good point with the Groundhog Day. If someone comes up to you and asks you to go to lunch and maybe you don't like this person, on that given first day, you might be yeah, sure, why not? Just to be a good person. But that might just build up to where you're going to be so annoyed and you're going to want to tell this person that they're a piece of shit for continuing to ask this question. But I feel that's where it comes in. Like you said, Jones, I might just risk taking 3 years off my life at that point. But
no, sorry, finish, Jones.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel you have to sort of, especially if it is the same day over and over again. You don't want to keep doing that. Even if it is a good day, it's going to get boring eventually. It's going to get boring. Even if, you might be seeing your girl. You might be oh, maybe I want to see the boys instead today. You know what I mean? I don't know.
No, but here's where you guys are wrong. And it's a great point with Groundhog Day. Jones, as always, hats off to you, bringing up a classic point.
Thanks, bro. I think I'm good at this. Keep going.
Groundhog Day is a great movie, and I have to disagree with you. Yes, he sees Ned Ryerson, a couple days, and he walks the same way.
That's a good pull. I couldn't remember the last name.
Ned Ryerson, classic. But the thing is, at a certain point, he realizes that this is the same day over and over again, and then he starts to change his ways and change his life.
He starts
And
like killing himself, right?
yeah, he kills himself one at a time. He kills himself
So
one at a time.
if
He
we
learned-
kill ourselves in this scenario, do we
Oh, you
like
get back.
restart?
You restart.
No, but I don't think you get to kill yourself.
Yeah, but would you even consider doing that realistically?
No, you can't kill yourself and just like have the days.
You can't just like kill yourself 365
Wait.
times and it's over. Like that. No, that's an unfair hack. No, I don't think I would never
But
like
let me-
in the
let me-
movie. Wait, let me just say that I would never take that risk because you don't really know. Like
Yeah,
I
you
would
don't.
just
You
because
have no
somebody told me.
idea.
It's like
You have
it's
no
like
idea.
Inception, right? Like,
No. But this is the thing. If I'm willingly right now saying I'll relive it every day for a year, and this is the difference between this and Groundhog Day. In Groundhog Day, he started doing all this crazy stuff, which is the first point I was making, and that just goes to show you don't have to relive the same day over and over again. And even if you have a midterm, even if an annoying person wants to get lunch, you just blow them off because you know tomorrow they're not going to have any recollection of that. If you fail your midterm, you don't even go to it, it's not going to matter because you're going to get it again the next day. And the second point I was going to make, regarding Groundhog Day and not knowing is in the situation you would know this is going to last you 1 year, and that would make it okay. The reason Groundhog Day was so miserable and so awful for Phil Connors is because he didn't know it was ever going to end. And in this situation, you would know this is 365 days and then it's over. You get a little countdown on your wall. I know it would reset every single day, but you could, get a mental checklist and know, okay, 6 months left, 5 months left, 4 months left, and that would make it not so bad.
I agree that like technically like operating in the fairness of the question, I'm not going to say like sure. Like if I have this midterm a million times or my car breaks down during this day and I'm stuck on the side of the highway. Like I probably don't have to live that every day if I know what the conditions are, right? Because I just won't drive my car that day or I'll get it fixed beforehand. Like I agree, you can do that. But what if you just risk it being in a really bad moment? Like it's going to be tough to like, I don't want to be escaping responsibilities to the point. Like, what if I have a huge day for some reason and like people are tracking me down every day then when I'm like trying to avoid it and enjoy it in different ways? Or like, what if like, God forbid, it's like during the peak of COVID and everybody's like fucking inside and like you're just stuck in that loop for another year. Like we've all been through that shit enough. Like it could be any day. And that's what I'm trying to emphasize. And that's why it's scary. Or what if it's a day where something really like shitty happens to somebody else that you're like constantly trying to prevent? You could be in one of those scenarios. I don't know. I don't know if the juice is worth the squeeze. What are you guys doing with those last 3 years of your life?
Yeah,
so, like again,
I feel like you guys are making me think about this a little bit more than I really anticipated I thought I would. Because at the end of the day, like yes, let's say 100's your age, right? Jones?
Sure.
At the end of, like, to your point, I know you brought this up a little bit earlier, like what are you doing with those last 3 years? Like you can't really do much. And it's like at that point I feel like you can almost prepare for it. You know what I mean? Like know you're gonna go. You can say your goodbyes, you could do whatever you wanted to.
Well, the problem is we don't know what we're making it to. So I could be taking 3 years. I mean, you never know what you're taking 3 years from, which is the sad reality of life. But I'm saying again, you got to assume you're living a long and fruitful life. At the end, I mean, what are you taking off? A couple games of Parcheesi,
Here's what I'd say to this is I think you're really just you're at the end of the day, none of these days would matter. And so you're saying you would be worried about something bad's gonna happen to somebody else. Nothing matters except for the 365th day. So you could live this day twice at the beginning.
That's
figure
true.
out every single thing that was going to happen for the next 362 days, and then wake up every single morning for the next 362 days and just dedicate every minute of your life to learning like Japanese if you wanted to, because you're retaining your knowledge.
Right.
You could spend all this time just honing a skill, developing a skill, getting really smart. You don't even have to go out into the world. You don't even have to eat. You wouldn't feel the effects the next day. And then on the 365th day, also betting 365th day, you bet on every single sports event that happened on that day. You can bet on some like Nigerian bowling if you want to, or everything you want.
What if it's COVID? There's
okay,
no sports.
Bet on online esports. It doesn't matter. You bet on something. You practice the lot. Like
esports.
You know the winning numbers of the lottery, and you just guess it. You bet your friend. I bet you exactly what the lottery numbers will be. It doesn't matter. You figure out a way. You have 365 days to devise this plan, and then on the 365th day, you just get all the money. Now you're living your life. the way I look at it is you're adding a year to your life when you have unlimited time to workshop anything you ever wanted and do anything you ever wanted, and there's no downside, and you get the last 3 years of your life, which is going to be a nice time probably.
Yeah, no, I agree. The last 3 years is always valuable. You never want to shave off years, and I agree that it could be a good testing point. But let me just ask this before we go: can you die? Like, if you die by accident, what happens? Do you think?
I think you just you get revived.
So it's just the next day.
I think you restart.
It's just the next day.
Yeah.
Or no, maybe if you die, it restarts to day zero.
Maybe that day. No, I don't think it's D0, but maybe that day just restarts.
Day 0.
Okay. So if you die on day 50, you just start at the beginning of day 50.
Exactly.
Interesting. Let us know your thoughts. This has been Gimme 5 with Jones and Eli. A special thanks to our great friend Danny D'Angelo for coming on today. And a reminder to follow us on Instagram and TikTok for a chance to suggest our next pod topic. Boys, thanks for talking.
Thanks for having me, boys. Appreciate it.
Always a pleasure, Jones. Talk to you soon.
Boom.